The media, as one means of mass communication, can help to sensitize a wide audience as well as contribute to change mindsets on the problematics of gender-based violence. The National Action Plan to combat domestic violence reaches out for the support of the media and identifies the media as one strategic step to enlarge the scope of action to address this problem. Please take particular care as to this topic of the day, as to the manner in which the incidents of gender-based violence are in fact portrayed in our local media. That's very interesting to see, because the language used, the choice of vocabulary, the gender focus also have an impact on how the reader and the public views the particular incident that has been reported. Indeed, the sensationalizing of cases of GBV has an adverse effect on the victims and their families. I will give you just an example that comes out of my head. If you say that a person has been killed by her husband, for example, has been killed by her husband, violently killed by her husband, maybe with a grinder, and you see the reaction that you have is that it's become popular now because it's become a joke. But it is something very serious, in fact. And in fact, when you talk about a victim being killed by her husband using a grinder, it's something that shocks people. And finally, what happens, by repeating it too much, it becomes a trivialization of that situation. But the sensationalization of that same reporting could also go that way. Oh, she had been unfaithful to the husband and he was angry and then he killed her using a grinder. So that would mean also the way that it is being reported would tend to say that it is because she was unfaithful that she deserved to die that way. And all this, I think, is useful when you are a journalist and you're starting to write, so that you would know what exactly you're writing and in what way it might impact on the public psyche. Focusing on how the victim was dressed, on his or her demeanor at the time of the incident, it may in fact lead to what we call reverse criminalization, where the victim ends up being perceived as the one to be blamed and the perpetrator is perceived as the one to be exonerated from his hateful acts. Moreover, the perpetuation of negative and stereotyped images, that is, for example, she shouldn't have gone there at that time, what was she doing in a discotheque all on her own, why did she drink too much, or something like that. All these contribute to trivialization of gender-based violence. Being a former media person myself, I can say that media is a powerful tool in fighting gender-based violence. It can be a powerful tool. By making gender-based violence more visible through the media, the press, in fact, what it's doing is that it forces society to acknowledge that it is a problem. Sensitive reporting on gender-based violence can also help victims and their families, because it provides them with the information they need to protect themselves and others as well in helping to seek justice.
Donc comment est-ce que cette personne-là va interpréter cet article-là? Quel effet émotionnel est-ce que ça va ramener aux autres victimes? Est-ce que l'autre victime va se dire adieu, il y a une cas critique là, moi je préfère pas dénoncer le cas, moi je préfère restreindre. Différents journaux sur, mais ouais, il y a un petit espace où on fait des commentaires, etc. Quels sont les commentaires qui ressortent? Parfois ça peut être de la sympathie. Oui, l'opinion personnelle, mais souvent ce sont des critiques. Et critiques sans avoir su véritablement quel était le problème de cette personne-là. L'être humain, pour l'être humain, c'est très facile de faire des critiques, très facile de faire des commentaires, sans savoir dans quelle situation cette personne-là est passée. Mais une fois qu'on a émis la critique en question, on ne peut pas retirer. C'est déjà parti, c'est déjà fait, la personne est déjà blessée.
The thing that media is reporting about about GBV. But in a sense, we need to raise the concerns of the population. These are things which happen. So, eduquer the public about victimization issues. C'est uniquement quand la chose éclate que it becomes an area of concern.